Many people assume that eating anything at night will slow metabolism, spike blood sugar, or automatically turn into fat. But there is an exception that works precisely because your body doesn't digest it like a typical carb. Since it isn't broken down into sugar, it can support better insulin function, help calm inflammatory signaling, strengthen immune balance, aid digestion, stabilize energy, and promote recovery while you sleep. What I am referring to is unmodified potato starch, often described as a form of resistant starch that most people were never taught to use correctly. Resistant starch passes through the stomach and small intestine largely unchanged. That means it typically doesn't cause a sharp blood sugar rise or a big insulin response the way many starches do. Instead, it reaches the large intestine intact, where it becomes fuel for specific beneficial gut microbes. Those microbes aren't T-passive. They produce compounds that communicate with the immune system and influence metabolic pathways, connected to the liver, brain, hormones, and overall metabolism. One of the most important compounds produced is butyrate. Butyrate helps reinforce the gut barrier, which can reduce the amount of inflammatory particles that leak into the bloodstream. As that barrier improves, some people notice less systemic inflammation, often showing up as reduced joint stiffness, less soreness, clearer thinking, improved mood, steadier digestion, less bloating, and more consistent energy. Butyrate is also linked to better insulin sensitivity, which matters because insulin resistance is often tied to stubborn weight gain, fatigue, or circulation, faster aging signals, and difficulty losing body fat even with solid habits. As insulin signaling improves, many people report fewer cravings, especially late at night, along with better appetite control, steadier morning blood sugar, and fewer daytime energy crashes. Timing can matter. Nighttime use is often discussed because sleep is when the body naturally shifts toward repair. Growth hormone trends higher, cortisol trends lower, and insulin levels are generally lower. Feeding gut bacteria during this window may support overnight metabolic signaling. Some people report deeper sleep, fewer awakenings, waking up more refreshed, less morning grogginess, more regular bowel movements, and a calmer nervous system over time. There may also be an immune benefit, since a large portion of immune activity is connected to the gut. When beneficial microbes are supported, immune regulation may improve, potentially leading to fewer exaggerated inflammatory reactions, better stress resilience, improved recovery, and a more balanced immune response. What to look for when buying it? It's widely available in grocery stores, often in the baking aisle, gluten-free section, or natural foods area. Search for unmodified potato starch. The ingredient list should read potato starch only. Avoid products labeled potato flour, modified starch, instant, or pre-cooked. It is often inexpensive because your body doesn't absorb it in the same way as a digestible starch, and a bag can last a long time since only a small amount is typically used. Important use: note potato starch is commonly used for cooking and thickening, but heating reduces its resistant starch effect. For the resistant starch approach, it's typically used cold and not cooked. How it's commonly used: start with 1 teaspoon of unmodified potato starch. Mix into cold water, not hot. Take it 1-2 hours before bed. More isn't always better if you're sensitive or prone to bloating. Start with 1-2 teaspoon and increase gradually to give gut bacteria time to adapt. What people often notice: in the first few days, less late-night hunger, smoother digestion, more regular bowel movements, deeper sleep, and a calmer overall feeling. Over 1 to 2 weeks, reduced bloating, fewer cravings, steadier morning blood sugar, improved energy and focus, better recovery, and a sense that the body feels more regulated. This isn't framed as a stimulant or a quick fix, but as a signal, supporting gut microbes so they produce compounds that can help regulate inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, support immune balance, and encourage a calmer nervous system while you sleep. Sometimes meaningful health shifts come not only from what you digest, but from what your body hears and responds to overnight.